Well, hi there, everybody. I'm Jack.
I'm Nicole. Hi.
And we're going to talk to you about something that's been a hot topic on the internet. And that is DR Horton Homes. They're one of the biggest production builders of homes in the United States. And we'll jump to the end before we get to the beginning. Yeah, we bought one.
Okay, yeah.
we bought one. And before we bought it, though, there was a lot of scary stuff out there on the internet about DR Horton Homes, wasn't there?
Which you went looking for.
We did. And would you agree, as we started to research homes and what we were looking to buy, we found out that it wasn't just DR Horton, but a lot of home builders have got negative videos out there.
Yes, that is true. There was so many, like YouTube is just full of them.
Yeah.
Especially.
It's just packed. And I think, though, people do, naturally, do you think maybe it's human nature that we get attracted to sometimes the bad stuff?
Yeah, people want drama.
Okay. Yeah. And there was a lot of drama in some of those videos.
There was a lot of drama, yeah.
And it did give us reason to pause and think, well, I don't know, maybe, we started thinking, is it too good to be true? And we did find, one of the things we did when we started looking for a home was we looked around, and at first this was a new experience for Nicole because you'd never gone home shopping.
No.
And I remember we looked at the first house, and Nicole's like, that one's it, I'm fine, that's good. Do you remember that?
Yes. It was really nice. It was a really nice house. It was actually a townhouse, right?
It was a townhouse.
And I think the location was really nice because there was walkability. And also it was the price itself was very good. The price of the home itself.
Very attractive.
It was very attractive. And I was like, and there's, also, it seemed to have to be enough space then, I think, because, I was used to
now we're in this big space, though.
I know this is a little bit bigger than...
We are in the home that we bought.
Yes. Because the space looked to be enough.
Yeah.
Which I think at that time I thought, well, we don't need any much more space than that. I don't know. I think because this is my first time, I thought, and I'm not the person who needs like big things, right? So it was a nice, modest home.
It was, and we should say we didn't end up being in a giant house. Yeah. But more the point being, of course, was I told Nicole, I said, now look, we don't want to jump too fast. This is the first home that we've looked at. So then we began the journey.
Yes.
Of looking over the course of about 2 months, wasn't it?
Yes.
And we looked at existing homes. We looked at new homes.
Yeah.
All kinds of different things. We even looked at manufactured homes and said no to that.
Yes.
But what did you learn about not taking the very first home you look at?
Well, that you don't take the very first home you look at.
Yeah. But that was hard for you because you at first you were like, I don't want to go house shopping. You're like, no, we're not going to do this. I remember one time you told me, you said, you go look at it, tell me if I should buy it. Do you remember that?
Yes, I remember.
But then you started getting into this, didn't you?
Well, yeah, well, because it was a very, I think, frustrating experience at first. Because maybe I would go, then I would like it and then you wouldn't, or you would like it and then I wouldn't. And then I was like, okay, we're never going to find something that we both like. And then also maybe it was a nice house, but there was like something small with it that I thought was something small, but you're like, no, this could end up being a big thing, especially for those existing homes, right? Especially the ones where like maybe there was a balcony, but when you start looking closely, you see like maybe cracks or just stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and those are things that I thought we can just replace that or fix that or something like that. But because you've done this before.
Yeah.
So you are able to like direct.
And I'm not very handy as well. I'm not the best handyman. So that's the reason I thought, no.
You don't want to start fixing things after buying a home.
So in the end, Nicole did agree, and we shopped and we shopped and we shopped. And then what was interesting was, we came back to where that townhome was, and it was a DR Horton home. Yes. And we told them, we said, we really think we'd like to get something more a single family home and have a little bit of property with it. Yes. And the person we dealt with, they were great, weren't they? I mean, they didn't try and push us into anything. They told us about several different developments.
Yes.
And told us to go look.
Yeah.
And we looked. So working with the DR Horton representative, people always want to know, what was that like? It was great. We had no issues.
I mean, it was better than, I remember there was that other company that there was that home we almost bought.
Right.
But just dealing with them was a nightmare. Like they're not being straightforward, or today we've spoken about something, tomorrow they change it. And we ended up like just saying, you know what, it's better to deal with people who are straightforward.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now we should probably mention as well, though, we then did employ a real estate agent on our behalf, and I have a real estate license, but it's actually in California. It's not valid here in this part of the country. But we got a real estate agent to represent us, and I think that was a great idea, and you should do that even if you're dealing with a new home builder.
Yes. I think, that one, the real estate agent who ended up being really nice and even helped us, move and gave us a nice little gift at the end of it. And also the inspection, I think, was also very important to do.
Yeah, because, and I'll be honest, at first I thought, well, it's a new home. Do we need to get an inspection?
Yeah.
And then we started researching a little bit and thought, yeah, let's get an inspection.
Let's get an inspection, yeah.
I think it cost us $425, and it was money well worth what we spent.
Yeah.
And then our agent also accompanied us as well on the inspection.
On the inspection, yes.
And even though this home that we're in now, it was brand new.
Yeah.
They found a few issues, but really nothing major, did they?
Yeah, there was everything that the inspector found, the builder was able to fix.
Yeah,
which was really good.
And it wasn't big things. And again, I'm going to give kudos to DR Horton, and probably I should jump right in now. I remember we watched some of those negative videos. People would say, "Oh, you're being paid off by DR Horton." DR Horton didn't give us a nickel. They could care less if we talk about them.
Yeah.
This is us talking to you about this particular home builder. But that home inspection. Would you agree with me? Everyone should get a home inspection regardless.
Yeah, everyone should definitely get a home inspection, whether it's a new build or an existing home.
Yeah, and the inspector we got was really, really thorough. In fact, he came up with some really minor things that we didn't even notice when we're looking around.
Yeah. I remember the floor. There's a part in the floor that they had to come back and redo.
Yeah.
That we wouldn't have noticed.
There was something about how they had spaced the wood.
Yeah.
They did that, but there was nothing major. And so, and some people might be thinking, well, I want to save the $400. I don't want to spend that much. But boy, it saves you a lot of headaches later on.
It saves a lot of headache,
Yeah. So that part of the experience was really, really good. So far as the home and the ease of financing, I know I looked at some outside financing, and then we decided to go in-house, as they say, with DR Horton.
Yes.
And we got a great deal.
Yeah, I think because they also, during the time that we were buying, they were running that offer. I think also our timing was really good, or let's call it God's timing, I think.
Yeah, I mean, and the offer she's talking about, I mean, we can tell you what the offer was the first year financing was 2.5 or 2.99. And then the second year, 3.9, and then the life of the loan, 4.99. So under 5% in a time when prevailing rates at this time were running 7, 8, 9%. So it went really easy. I took care of a lot of that paperwork on the finance front. But my tip is if you just get them what they're asking for, it makes it go so much faster. We had absolutely no issues. On the financing, did we?
No, that went well.
Yeah, nothing popped up, no unexpected surprise. In fact, they saved us a little money.
Yeah, it was interesting. On the day of closing, they give you back a check.
Yeah, they did. We got money back at closing, and that was kind of cool.
To buy house.
And that brings up too that we probably should go back to before the closing though. Okay, so you have the home inspection. They did all the repairs, and we thought they did a great job. Remember?
Yeah.
And then we came back with the builder.
Yeah, for the blue tape walkthrough.
Yeah.
Then now it was so interesting. Even the tiniest little scratch of paint, you put blue tape. I don't know, just very minor things. It looked so fun. The whole house was blue tape.
It was. It wasn't as best. But yeah, but they took care of every little thing.
The minor, every little things, And
then when we got to what they call the day of the closing, we met the builder again, and then he went over like the warranty, or no, that was before. They spent a day with us going over the warranty of the home. Remember
the
that?
day we walked through the blue tape, that's when we went through a bunch of things.
Right.
And then the final walkthrough, we also went through some things again, because you can't remember all those things, especially for a new build. There's so many things to remember, and for me, I think it's too much.
Well, it is, but they go over all the warranty services and
Yes.
things like that. They gave us some great tips on when you want to turn in warranty items.
Yes.
But I can't say enough good things about the builder was great to work with, the agents on both sides of the table, the finance people, and we've not had a case of where a wall is falling down or cabinets on the floor, and we know the horror stories are out there.
Yes.
But I think we got great value on this home. We've got about 1,700 square feet roughly. It's got nice upgrades. Now we did do. After we closed, we decided to add a new backsplash in the kitchen and in the bath. And here's some good advice. The builder actually advised us on somebody we could use who wasn't with DR Horton, who was going to save us a lot of money.
Yeah.
And they did.
And they did. Yeah, that was really good.
They were great. I mean, I think this DR Horton thing, what I've determined is it depends on the subcontractors, the builder.
And the builder, yeah.
Where you are.
Yeah.
I think I know there are horror stories out there, but here they're not. And our neighbors around here, everyone seems pleased with their homes. Oh, and a couple of minor details and such. But,
Yeah.
One thing we always saw in the videos too, remember, was everybody talk about, how terrible the paint was. They could rub it off with their hands and things like that. Our paint, no complaints, right?
No complaints, yeah.
It's been good. I think we've been living here about a month now, but the home actually, since we've had it, it's been about 3 months. And, somebody will probably be watching going, well, wait till a year from now. It's going to start falling down. But I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, before we even ended up making that decision, remember we walked the entire neighborhood. We talked to like 6 or 7 different couples.
Yes.
And so everyone gave us their own experience. That was also helpful in terms of deciding whether it was okay to buy or not. I think that helped me at least.
And that's an excellent point you had. And I learned that years ago is if you're looking at buying in a neighborhood, whether it's a new home or existing home, is go walk around at different times of the day. You'll meet neighbors and talk to them.
Yeah.
Also, do a late night drive-through to see if it's a type neighborhood where you're going to have cars parked in yards and parked on the street and things like that.
Yeah.
And thankfully, we didn't have big issues with that here. There was one street had a few little issues there, but otherwise, it's been good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, in the end, would you recommend people buy a house if they're in a position to afford a house?
Yeah, I think,
Yeah.
We can buy a house.
And maybe take your time, though.
Yes.
Don't get in a hurry. Don't let anybody push you in any direction. And that was what was nice. Nobody, from our realtor to the DR Horton representatives, nobody ever pushed.
Yeah, they weren't very pushy, which is interesting because you would expect salespeople or agents to be pushy.
Yeah.
Close now, but they were not.
No, they were good. It was a good experience. So that's about it. We just wanted to share our DR Horton home buying experience with some of you guys and girls out there watching. I think whatever the builder is, just do your homework. Do your homework. Don't go in blind.
Yes.
And ask questions and have representation.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else you want to add?
No, I'm like, I think we've covered most of the things.
Okay. And you love your new house.
Yeah, the house is beautiful.
It is. It's very, very nice. So that's about it. We certainly do appreciate people subscribing to our channel.
Keep subscribing,
Yeah,
sharing, and liking our videos.
All that good stuff.